Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, and this is how to cook an egg. The first thing you want to do is crack an egg. Just get you a bowl and gently tap on the edge of the bowl. Now this takes practice, and you'll see here you just want to get it enough to where you can pull it apart with your fingers without cracking the yolk. The yolk is the yellow part. And you can see here when I remove my hand that I did not crack the yolk. See, that's a big yellow piece. Now this next one, even though I was somewhat careful, I'm going to crack the yolk. Not that it's a problem, but you'll see here when I remove my hand, see that yolk is cracked. So if you were in a restaurant and served that, you'd be frowned upon. So what we're going to do next is get our butter. You can use margarine or butter. I'm using margarine. Just get your put your skillet on. I do a little bit below medium heat and put my butter in there, coat it really well, and then I drop my eggs in there. Now, I'm doing this on purpose. So I've got the one that I cracked. You can see towards the top, closer to the red spatula. That's the egg that cracked. And that's evident because there's a lot of yellow there. It's not just a yellow circle. And the bottom one is the egg that I cracked properly and did not break the yolk. So what I'm going to do, because this is not, I'm not cooking for celebrities or anything during this video, so what I'm going to do is just cook both. And I'm going to take my spatula, as you can see here, and I'm going to gently make a line there. So in essence, what I'm going to create, and you don't want to flip them until they've firmed up a little bit, but what I'm going to do is separate the poorly poured egg from the egg that was poured perfectly and the yolk didn't crack. So you just want to take your time with this. Also want to know your guest. What's their degree of doneness? Do they like it over well? Do they like it over medium? Do they like it over easy? See, when you get those people that like it over easy, which is less done, that's when the yolk, really becomes an issue. It really stands out if you've cracked the yolk, because over easy eggs, you're going to see that yolk sitting in the white part of the egg, and it'll be immediately obvious if the chef cracked the yolk when they were cooking it. So I'm going to do both here. These are going to be over well. So you can see I'm just gently pulling and saying, hey man, is this enough to flip yet? Because if you flip, see, there's another point of failure. If you flip your eggs prematurely, you can crack them. But see, I didn't there. Well, that yolk was already cracked anyway, so it didn't matter. But you can see you kind of repeat this process. You take your time. You just, again, take your time. Cooking is not something that should be rushed, because if you rush cooking, you're probably going to create results that are subpar and or unacceptable. Now see here, see, I was able to pick it up. And see the yolk, the yellow yolk is still intact. I haven't punctured it. So see how I flipped it over gently, gave myself a thumbs up there. That's just an acknowledgement that I also flipped it without cracking the yolk. So again, 2 points of failure. You could crack your yolk when you're cracking the egg, or you could crack your yolk when I performed the flip that I just did. If I tried to flip that prematurely, I could have punctured the yolk and, resulting in making these eggs look less than desirable. Now, I don't care what they look like, because I'm eating these myself. Again, I'm not cooking this meal for celebrity guests. This is just my food that I'm going to put on my plate with my sausage patties that I cooked. So see, now you can see it's starting to look over well. You're getting that brownness. So you can see the brownness there too. And see now the yolk, this one right here that I'm playing with now, that's the one that had the yolk that was not cracked or punctured, I guess you should say. So yeah, that's awesome. And you can kind of push on it, and you can feel, because even though it may be a little bit brown on the outside, that yolk may still be somewhat runny. The desired result that I'm looking for, and again, this is a matter of personal taste preference, but I'm wanting them over well. So when I cut into my yolk in a little bit, it's just going to kind of look like if you've ever hard-boiled an egg, it's going to have a similar look to it. It's going to be yellow and kind of, what's the word for it? Not runny. It, semi-solid. I mean, soft and solid, not hard to chew. But you'll see here in just a second. And I'm doing this in real time on purpose because I want to show you how to cook an egg. And again, this takes practice. Okay, there's my sausage patties that I cooked previously. Oh, check out my video, how to cook sausage. I've got a video for that as well. But I'm going to take this one, flipped it over. Okay, that's the one where I messed the yolk up. Again, will not affect the taste of the egg. I'm eating it myself. But from a presentation perspective, it looks sloppy. So if I was cooking for celebrity guests, I would have just eaten that one myself or given it to someone on the crew. Turn my oven off, and I'm gonna show you some things you might want to do. So what I like to do, there we go, we're zooming in right there. What I like to do is put a little bit of stuff on my eggs. And before I do, you can see here I'm going to cut into the one. This is the one where the yolk was not broken. See, when I cut into it, this is over well, and you'll see that in a second when I'm talking about. See, there's no runniness. And see, you can see that yellow part right there? It's just a soft but solid yolk. So that's an over well egg. You know, no runniness there. And now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of stuff. This is completely optional. I've got some hot sauce. You can probably find this in most any store. Hot sauce on eggs is something that a lot of people like. So I like spicy stuff, so I'm putting that on there. Also, you might like a little bit of salt. And for salt, I'll always use sea salt. I don't use table salt. Sea salt is the way to go in my opinion, so I put some salt on them. You might also like pepper. I use fresh ground pepper only. You know, don't use that stuff that's not fresh ground. And then if you really want to go crazy, look at this. This is ghost pepper and Carolina Reaper. So I'm making these eggs super hot. So that's how you cook an egg. Be sure to subscribe and share this video with others. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain IrixGuy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.